So after seeing so much stuff here, we decided to regroup, go to the press area because we're fancy like that, and we thought we'd catch up with our really good pals, the guys at DPAD Dependancy. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a quick talk about what we've seen, what we like, what we don't like, and Eurogamer Expo as a whole. Like, what's been the best thing that you've seen so far?
It's a really boring answer, and we're really ashamed of it. Basically, God of War 3 has just blown us away.
Okay, so what about God of War 3 is it that's really exciting you at the moment?
For me, it's what you kind of wanted PS3 to be the whole time. Right. It's like finally, it's sort of all these promises and stuff that all coming true, and you look at it and you think, there's no way 360 is doing that.
Okay.
I mean, it sort of plays a lot like old God of Wars, but as far as I'm concerned, that's no bad thing.
Okay.
I have to say Dragon Age Origins.
Okay.
And more importantly, on the PS3, it actually impressed me a lot, just because I love the Neverwinter Nights style of the PC version, and that fits me perfectly. I really enjoyed it, and I didn't think they'd be able to pull it off on a console. But the pull back into a third-person camera, it works really well, and they've really smooth-lined a lot of the combats and just the talking and what have you. It just feels good. It doesn't feel like you're fighting the controls like Oblivion. That was a bit messy in parts. So yeah, that really impressed me.
Okay. You guys were talking about the developers conference for Brink yesterday.
Yeah.
What was he talking about? Like,
He's basically sort of going through the way they're sort of doing it is, I think, like Mirror's Edge sort of controls. They've got like a smart button. So basically, when you're sort of running towards like a low ledge, you'll just fall over it. If you sort of look up, there's a ledge, you'll just grab onto it. But that combined with all the gunplay, it's got Team Fortress 2 style like classes and things, and the customization is excellent. I mean, they're coming from like a multiplayer sort of developer, putting single player stuff into the game, and it's just the objectives on the fly. They're really making it so if you play co-op, you'll get more XP, you'll get a better time out of it. If you're just going to run around as a soldier, do your own thing like a lot of people do, then you're not going to get the rewards, you're not going to get the enjoyment out of the game.
I see. I mean, it's really interesting actually. Like just having a quick look through the floor and obviously seeing David Cage talk. Sony this year seems to be really pushing their stuff. They seem to have actually got on their game.
They own it, yeah.
Yeah, and so we're talking, Dragon Age, and we're talking about God of War 3 and Heavy Rain, and Mags here, and all of this stuff, and Brink obviously is an exclusive, and it's fascinating that Sony this year seems to have actually just got their finger out their arse and actually are making decent games now. Because I mean, obviously the technology's there. It's a lovely bit of kit. It is a really powerful piece of kit, and David Cage was talking about how the game simply could not be made on any other platform, and which got quite an interesting kind of reaction. But it's interesting that we're coming towards the middle, sort of maybe towards the end now of the cycle of this generation, which seems really odd for the next gen. Yeah. But we're starting to see these really great AAA titles coming out. Do you think that it's maybe a product of the economy at the moment, the fact that you have to have great games now because otherwise they're just not going to sell? Or do you think that we're starting to come into that golden era of, like the PS2 had God of War 2, for example, towards the end of its life, and fantastic games like that? Do you think that it's economy, or do you think the developers are now starting to get hold of the technology for 360, Wii, and PS3? They're really understanding it now. What do you think?
I think it's less of the economy factor because stuff on the Wii still sells by the ton.
Yeah.
I mean, downstairs there's a game called Medieval Games, and it just looks horrible, but it will sell a load of money. It'll make a load of money. Whereas I just think that 360 is kind of peaking in what it can do. I think last year was its big year, and I think so. This year you're sort of seeing a lot of the Call of Duty's coming out, and that looks incredible. But a lot of other games just look as good as last year. Whereas PS3 has really sort of stepped up and is continuing to push. I mean, you wouldn't have seen God of War 3 last year. Heavy Rain, there's just nothing like it. And I just think it's more that the developers have kind of got a grip to the PS3 and they're sort of seeing where they can take it. Whereas 360, I mean, for myself personally, there's no big 360 games coming out this year that I'm like must-haves. Whereas the PS3 stuff's coming out, you're thinking, man, I've never seen anything like that in my life. I'm buying it.
I don't know they have to though, because they need to sell consoles. Like Xbox has got such a market, they've got such a big player base. This Christmas, Sony have to sell consoles, and they've dropped the price. They've got lots of original stuff, which isn't going to be on Xbox, and potentially can't be done on the Xbox. So this is to get people who have one already, getting a bit bored of it, think, oh, well, what else can I buy? Oh, I can get a PS3 because it's only 250 quid, and slap on Heavy Rain or something, and it's something new, it's different, it looks cool.
Suddenly, that's a bit of a decent deal. So that's the end of the Expo. It's been absolutely fantastic. Eurogamer have done really, really, really well with their Expo this year. I think that just the amount of consoles they've had to actually play the new games on, the amount of content they've had there, the Indie Games Arcade was fantastic. We saw some really interesting, innovative stuff there. The lectures that they've given have been brilliant. They've got some real. They've attracted some real quality to this show, and it's fantastic. And roll on next year. Roll on next year. This is definitely the UK's E3. Really is. So yeah, we'll catch you later. Silly one. What is your favourite beverage and what is your favourite biscuit?
It's got to be a cup of tea. I can't live without my tea.
Okay.
Normally by about 10 o'clock I've already had 3 cups, so yeah, I'm a bit of a tea fiend. And I don't take milk either, so I have to put my tea black. Favourite biscuit? That's a tough one.
I know, if you need a little bit more time.
A little bit more time for that one. I got quite obsessed with bourbons.
Yeah.
So obsessed that, I don't know if you've ever had this, but bourbons with peppermint tea is a really good mix. But if you eat enough bourbons with peppermint tea, you can actually take the bourbons out and peppermint tea still tastes of bourbons. I don't know, but it's I've tricked a few of my friends with it.
That sounds like a bit of a professional tip, that one. Well, thank you very much for your time.
It's nice to meet you.
What is your favourite beverage and what is your favourite biscuit?
Gin and tonic and bourbons.
Bourbons is a really popular one.
Fucking great! They look great and they're everywhere. It's just like they're like the poor man's chocolate biscuits. They're just always on a table somewhere. It's just like they're not really chocolatey. They're just kind of like they're just there. You know.
That's fantastic. Cool.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, what's your favourite beverage and biscuit?
It's got to be Diet Coke. I've got a bit of an addiction to Diet Coke.
Okay, Diet Coke, and the biscuit is?
Let's go with
Bourbon.
bourbon. I quite like beer.
Excellent.
And ginger nuts.
Ginger nuts.
Jack Daniels and Coke and the humble custard cream.
Life or midlife?
Midlife.
Okay.
Midlife.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been a little more confusing.
So, yeah.
Favorite drink? Well, I'm a beer drinker. I like beer.
Okay.
So.
And what is your favourite biscuit?
Biscuit.
Biscuit, like a digestive or a custard cream or
like a dessert kind of thing.
Like a little biscuity, crumbly.
I'm not really a biscuit eater.
Not a fan.
No.
If pushed, would you go for a cracker?
Yeah, maybe like some cracker and cheese or something. I like blue cheese.
Yeah.
You know, go something like that.
Fantastic. So, one of the most exciting things, of course, about an expo is there's loads of video games. You know, there's loads of really interesting people, really cool people. You know, you get to meet some really fantastic developers and producers and that sort of thing. But then, of course, there's the food. Now, look at this. This is a beast. Like, seriously, this is bigger than my plate. What is this? I'm going to try and eat it. Hold on a second. Let's try and get some quality journalistic footage of this. I feel wrong. Pretty fucking good.